Welcome everyone to IFT's ADS, that's the Academy Drivers Series. You're joined for round number 5 of this season. Your commentator today is Lucasade. Apologies for being late to qualifying. I had a work call, is what it is. A couple of technical issues, but we are good to go now. You joined just as Magnus Schall invalidates, but he has 2 minutes 20 seconds to go, so he's got enough time to go again with high battery deployment. Let's have a little look then. So Abanios, he is currently on pole, but he is no longer in the session. And actually, sorry, apologies. I think that actually this is the last laps for everyone. It looks like, well, a lot of people retiring anyway, so I'm guessing that this is a full quali. So those at the top have already kind of set decent lap times. Let's go down the bottom then. We've got Beetle Rain in the Haas. Good to see him back. He's currently in 13th, might be under threat. And then down the order, we've got EVR, Dams and Gerald, both in the Ferraris. So not a great session for Ferrari so far. Let's see if they can turn it around. And Freedom is on his outlap. And he'll be looking, of course, to improve. Pasquale has decided to retire. Maybe he had an incident, I'm not sure. So he will be eliminated, I believe. Worth pointing out, let me just check my notes. So there will be no safety car. It will be a 2-stop minimum, and we're hoping for some quite exciting racing, so definitely stay tuned for that one. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'll do my best to answer. Again, apologies for being late. And welcome, Aiden. I've just seen the chat blast into live. How is your holiday going, my friend? Someone just invalidated. Morpheus has invalidated. And let's go on board with Gerald. He's half a second improved so far in Sector 1 alone. So looking good. Although he's low on battery, so I'm not sure if this is actually a lap he's pushing on. Yeah, I don't know what I was seeing there. Maybe I'm going crazy. Go on board with Beetle Rain in the Haas. He's approaching the last corner. Has he done enough? Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there. Lost a little bit of time, and it's a 1:35.5. Only a 1,000th of a second improvement. Not quite what he wanted. Freedom he's invalidated, you know. And how long is left in this session? I don't think there's very long left at all. How's the year 22:45? Yeah, it's been a while. So Freedom has been eliminated. Glizzy and Messiah and Pasquale as well. So I believe that's pretty much it anyway. So for everyone else, I think they'll just be having a bit of fun, including Beetle Rain, it looks like, who has retired. So yeah, I think that's it for Q1. Preying on 7-Up downfall. Okay, do you know what? I need to check out the standings because it's been a while and I had like a crazy day, so I've not had a chance. I just literally finished work and just started this. Let's take a little look. Driver standings. Indeed, so yeah, Aiden in the Alpine is leading the championship. He's leading from 7-Up with a 24-point gap, as he says. We then got Lejeune in the Sauber. He is 34 points off, I believe. Yep. Urban in the McLaren. I'm not sure who Urban actually is. Is that Gabriel? No, it's not. It will be Abanios. Of course, I'm so stupid. Abanios, Urban, fair. And yeah, anyway, Magnus Schall's in 6th. So some familiar faces. Gabriel, who I believe was the champion last year, he's sitting in 9th in the Red Bull. So perhaps not a season to remember so far for him. As we see rain pouring down the circuit, and the session has finally ended. There we go. Yeah, I think, Aiden, to answer your question, there is rain coming. Wow, I just heard a really high-pitched sound. I thought a kid had just entered my party on PlayStation, I won't lie. 1 second, I know what it is. I know who this is. Magnus Schall showed up. Let me fix that right now. Right, straight into... Yeah, good. I'm in a party now, so no one will be able to join and talk over with crazy hype. Honestly, I thought a 4-year-old had honestly showed up in the party, and it turns out it was Magnashell. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Wow, big talk from Speed. Well, it'll please you right now. I mean, Aston Martin technically is in first place as we speak in Q2. If that helps. Wow, you can really see the eyes now. They've made that visor view a lot clearer. It's kind of scary. Everyone going onto Inters, they're going to feel out the track. The question, of course, is will the track get worse? Or will it perhaps improve? Typically, you would go out straight away, because sometimes the first lap that you set, or if you're the first one to set a lap, that can often be the best. Let's stay tuned and see. Is anyone staying in? A few, but not many drivers are staying in. Not this again. Aiden, no. No stalking at all. The telescope, I had to sell it on eBay. Sorry, Vinted. Apologies. Vinted. Good to see some people have invalidated already on an outlap. Yes. I'm just seeing Magnashaw's message in the Discord. That's jokes. Yep. Anyway, we won't be able to hear him or anyone else anymore. Also, they won't be able to hear me, which is almost more cringeworthy, to be honest. False. I did get a good look at Manic though before I sold it on Vinted to Speed. Right, let's go on board with Flappy, because he is, well, I'm not going to say it like that ever again. I'm calling him Dragon from now on. I can't be naming a driver Flappy. Anyway, on board with the Dragon. Let's go on board, follow you through an actual lap of this circuit in Texas, of course. Let's go around to turn 1. You can take a wider line, you can take a narrow line. Of course, it's pretty wet out there, so people are going to be feeding their way through. And then you've got this nice snaking chicane section here, massive sequence of chicanes. You want to try and straight line it as much as possible. Careful on the curves because it's wet. Slightly misses that turn-in curve, but that might actually have helped him. And then you've really got to try and throw it in here to straight line the exit, but again, in these conditions, it's pretty hard. So far, so good. And then locks up the rears a little bit, so he's going to miss the apex, but that's okay. And then nice traction down on exit. That looked nice and rapid there. Putting that overtake mode in. It's a very long straight. A lot of wow, a lot of undulation and ovulation. We've got the Aston giving a slight toe. I'd like to hope it was the toe anyway. And then a rather difficult braking zone. And that was beautiful through that. It was really nice. Skimming over that curb. And then a kind of 2 corners into one section here. So if you kind of get your line right, it's very smooth across those 2. And then again, another double left-hander in this case. You want to try and really hit that second apex as much as you can. Then early on the throttle. Now in dry, this bit can be full throttle, but in the wet, for the most part, you've got to be super careful as you see Dragon drifting his way through there. And then 2 more corners. Quite a flowing circuit in fairness. And this final left-hander, not too much on the exit curve because it can mess you up. And nice and easy on the throttle. And it's a 148.1 for Flappy, sorry, for Dragon, on my word, who immediately is improved upon by Lejeune. But so far holding on in second, Josh in the Mercedes of 146.6 and Magnashall 149. Right, let's go on board with Abanios. He's making his way down into turn 1. And let's sort of compare notes here. Lots of cars getting out of the way for him. Already a lot more aggressive on the throttle and battery as well. Happy to correct the back end as and when required, taking more risks. And there you go, yeah, nice cut across the curb there, trying to make sure that the exit is nice and straight on this part here. Looks good. A little bit of wheel spin, but it's looking solid. So at the moment the two kick Saubers are looking tidy, second and third. Dragon's holding on in fourth. His teammate who also has... Is Flappy like a thing? Is that like another league? Is there actually a league called like F1 Flappy? Because I've never heard of Flappy as like a prefix tag. Anyway, Abanios purple in sector 2. I mean, Magnushal's just put the sandbags on, let's be honest. He's currently making little paper boats with his friends in the pit wall, sailing it down the pit lane. Here's Abanios then, only driver yet to set a lap time, but it's looking very tidy. You can see the difference in style there, a bit more aggressive, a bit more trigger happy, and it's a 146.3. So yeah, very contrasting styles, and it's really paid off there for the McLaren driver. Who else do we have? Zuffen pretty much neutralising with his current lap. We've got another driver then Cartier. It's actually quite nice to see drivers do full laps. Oh, that is an interesting entry. I quite like it. I'm really not used to the game, by the way, I'll be honest. I only got the game like 2 days ago. So yeah, I will not even lie to you. My knowledge of this game is so bad that I probably shouldn't even be commentating. Like, I am basically just full noob at this point on this game. I've barely done any racing on it. But anyway, Cartier drifting around turn 1. It seems to be working. Purple sector 1. What an interesting technique. Like, kicks the back end, purposely enters a drift, sort of just skids along. The car seems okay with it. The tyres surprisingly seem okay with it. You think that you'd absolutely mess the tyres up. But it seems to be some sort of meta. It's working. Or this time though, slightly misses the apex, but you saw the idea. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think on 24 you couldn't quite throw it into that extent. Maybe it's traction control though, I don't know. Anyway, it's looking tidy. Zuffen is a solid driver. I don't know what you're saying, Aiden. Look at that. Had to correct, yeah. Went for the drift technique, but actually entered too early and ended up having to try and correct, but couldn't do it in time, and he's invalidated. That's unfortunate, but it looked rapid. I mean, if he can nail that again, I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine. Purple sector 2 for Zuffen. Taking it very easy. It looks so slow, but in these conditions there's not a lot more you can do. Sometimes slow is fast. Really nice there. And then one more corner to go. Brilliant stuff. It's a great lap time there. A 146.1. That was controlled. Love to see it. Abanios responding immediately. 0.5 of an improvement. Wow, and he's only in sector 2. Sorry, he's just entered sector 3. Apologies. A very narrow line. Interesting. More traction than I'd expect. Let's hope the Aston does not get in the way. All good. Yeah, this is much more normal in terms of driving style. I mean, that stuff that Cartier was doing, that was crazy. I don't know how you can pull that off in like race pace without messing up. And it's a 1:45.6, so really the lap times are improving. It might just be a mix of, it's probably predominantly just drivers getting more used to the track. I don't think the track itself is getting any drier. So we've got Josh then in the Mercedes, not given Merckx much in this session, but he's currently on a massive improvement in Sector 3. Should be enough to challenge for second place. Shouldn't be a lot of time left in this session either. Yeah, I guess some games, just back to your point, Aiden, some games do suit drivers more than others. I forget which one it was. The one everyone hated, was it like 23? I seem to be really good at that one. But others just hated it. 24, everyone seemed to like it. I was pretty crap. And yet, Josh does indeed manage to outdo Zuffen on this occasion. Zuffen going into the pits. And spinning up the tyres, why not? Alright, let's go down the order a little bit, because ultimately it's Q2. Top 10 go through, bottom 5 are eliminated. So Mishu, all the way down to Dams, are currently in danger. One of them has just shut up the order, I didn't see who it was. Magnus showing 8th at the moment as well. But yeah, let's take a little look then. So Xbox has invalidated. Gerald is 8 tenths improved, so this should comfortably see Gerald through into Q3. But let's just hold our breath. 4th place, 1:47.2, good stuff. So right now, the 5 who are in danger, 4 of whom are in the pits. They have a couple of minutes left to go out and set one more lap time, I believe. One day the yellow flags will go away. Maybe not. Well, there is an amount of time left in the session. How much, I can't tell you. Maybe I've got to get my kitchen timer from now on. Oh, so Lejeur's on an outlap. And Xbox, who invalidated, is now gearing up for a second go on these tyres, I believe. No, 5 laps old, sorry. I mean, they're very old tyres. But I guess he's committed now and he won't be pitting. Yeah, I've heard about this on 25, that it's harder for controller players. I mean, I welcome that. I guess anyone that's using wheel is going to welcome that. But anyway, 2.5 minutes to go. It just flashed up before another yellow appeared. Love to see that. Love the UI as always. Wow, that was very aggressive from Xbox. I think that was only going to end one way. But he's got time. So it's not the end of the world. But he will have quite worn tyres. Lejeune getting loads of heat into his tyres. Anyway, whilst they're all on outlaps, there's not much point following them. So let's go on board with Cartier, with the crazy driving style. It looks like it's... Oh no, he's invalidated. What? Am I surprised? No. I mean, the guy's clearly fantastic. I don't mean it as an insult. Clearly really talented driver. But the invalidation does not surprise me. Right, so we've got Pigeon, who is, I think, massively improved from what I just saw. And I'm waiting for 11th through 15th to actually start their laps, and then we will highlight those for you, because there could be a lot of changes of position. No one is really safe from probably 8th downwards. Maybe even 7th. So here we go then. Xbox, of course, invalidate. Well, so Xbox will be eliminated, I think. No, he'll make it around. Apologies. So Michu, Lejeune, they're starting their laps. Gabrielle as well is about to start a lap, so we'll keep an eye on that. Lots of drivers to pay attention to here. It's going to be quite hectic, but bring it on. This is really exciting stuff. Really nice line here from Michu. Love that. Really focuses on getting the exit line. Definitely like extreme levels of traction control to have full throttle though. That's insane. Here we go then. So far, it's a green sector. What about Lejeune? 6/10 improved. Wow. I mean, some of these other drivers are definitely going to be under threat. I think some of these up here need to be improving. Morpheus, is he invalidated? Well, I can almost guarantee that Morpheus will get eliminated. Dragon is 8/10 improved. I think he'll be okay. So we'll go back on board then. So Xbox 4/10 improved so far. That should be enough to see him through. Yeah, this is going to be very hard to call. Lejeune 1.6 seconds purple. Wow, okay, so that's like probably 2 drivers. Mishu 1.6, that's 3 drivers now going up. So actually Pigeon, Zuffen probably in danger. It's going to be so hard to call here. Anyway, let's wait for Pigeon. And so he's currently okay. Cartier into the pit. Morpheus has invalidated. Lejeune working his way around will actually get a lap time now. And it's going to be a 1:44.7, fastest of the session. As I say, Morpheus invalidated. That one's easy. Xbox was improved. Gabriel invalidates. And Dams, who we've not really been paying attention to, his time is looking green. He's green in Sector 2. So anyway, we'll go aboard. And Xbox, he is about to go around the last corner of the lap. What will he do? Is it going to be enough? I think it will solidly. Yeah, 1:45. So that means Pigeon is in 10th. As I said, very likely. Oh, and Dams invalidates. He invalidates. He was 2 seconds improved. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, it wasn't going to be enough to eliminate Pigeon, but still 2 seconds improved and then invalidated on the last corner, I believe. That's super unfortunate. But Pigeon survives, and not only does he survive, he responds and said, you know what, I'm going to take pole. So all of that was pretty anticlimactic, in all honesty. But, you know, I tried my best. Zuffen eliminated. I think we could call that one. But Josh holds on, and Pigeon does a great job. Pigeon, Lejeune, Xbox, Gerald, Mishu. Remember, at one point, these 5 were right at the bottom. And they managed to claw themselves through into Q3 with their final laps. So they left it late, and it paid off. I think the track is drying out, so I think that might have been a factor. But great job from those drivers. As I say, Zuffen, Cartier, Morpheus, Gabriel, and Dams eliminated. A couple of drivers I'm surprised to see eliminated, but all to play for in the race. Just waiting for Dragon to pit. This always seems to feel like it takes an age. Why on earth we still have to wait for this, I'll never know. Just reading the Discord, people saying that the track evolution was crazy. I mean, yeah, I can understand that. It did seem like at the end, the times were just tumbling down. Quite frustrating. But as I said before the session started, typically either the first lap you set or the last lap you set will be the quickest. So those that were out on track at the end were okay. Maybe some prematurely went into the pits, but only they will know. Anyway, let's go through the order. Pigeon, Lejeune, Xbox, Gerald, Mishu, Magnushaw, Dragon, Rain, Urbanius, and Josh, they're through. Zuffen, Cartier, Morpheus, Gabriel, and Dams are eliminated, and they will not be in Q3. Here we go then. Q3 will begin in about a minute's time. Or not, because everyone readied up. Love it. So here we go then, it's Q3 at Circuit of the Americas for the Academy Drivers Series, round number 5. Many drivers going on outlaps. Again, they don't know how the track's going to evolve. Interesting line there. Oh, this is creepy. I don't like the helmet view. Freaks me out. So everyone is out on circuit, led by Dragon, funnily enough by a huge margin after cutting half the track. Here we go then, a little bit of jostling for position it looks like between these two. Not quite what you want to see. But we are very excited here. This is Q3, so 10 minutes to go now. Who's going to come out on top? Lots of good drivers. Yeah, I don't know who the favourite is, Aiden. It's a really good shout. We're right on board with Dragon for now. I think because of the track evolution in Q2, I don't think those times meant too much. Magnushow will slowly remove those sandbags. Always one to look out for. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you have any favourites or any predictions. Just going to try and find the standings again. So Lejeur's in third right now in the championship standings. If I can get my words out. 7 Up made it as well. So to be fair, a lot of the favourites made it. I suppose Gabrielle is one that we didn't expect to get eliminated. Of course, Aiden Jones is not available. Wow, Dragon just keeps it on track. Nice speed. I love that prediction. So 144s will be the minimum, won't it? Dragon immediately sets a 144.0. So yeah, probably it really depends on evolution. I mean, I can't predict it at all, but perhaps then 143s are going to be the time, assuming of course the track doesn't get worse. So 143.5 from Magnushow. I actually can't even remember what the fastest time for Q2 was. I thought it was like a 144-ish. But anyway, Magnushow puts the marker down. No one able to respond. The two Astons with almost identical lap times, so I think Speed will be pretty happy so far with their performance. By the sounds of it, I think it'll be like giving them a telling off if they don't. Sounds like quite an aggressive sort of managing director, whatever you want to call it. Team director. So, sort of, if it's a boxing match, it's round 1. Magnushaw's out on top. Abanios going for it now, though. And he's set a purple so far, it looks like. Nope, that's been eradicated by, I think it's Josh. So we'll just ride on board between these two. Such a quiet soundtrack now when you use the distance comcam. You can barely hear the car. So of course everyone on fresh